Hi guys. Um, well, this is new to me. I have never really done a vlog or anything sort of reviewish like on YouTube, but I recently have gotten into Steven Universe. I've seen all the episodes, and I'm aware of certain small controversies in the fandom. Is this light bothering you guys? You can't answer me. Like, I would move this, but this is the best I've got. My house is actually really messy. um, Back to the point. One thing that tends to bug people about this is that there appear to be no male gems, but there are really no female gems either when you think about it, because according to Rebecca Sugars on Twitter, they're just gems. They don't have genders, so to speak. But then you might be asking yourself, then why do they refer to themselves as she? Like, Garnet will say Amethyst, be referring to Amethyst, and she'll be like, she. Like, we call Garnet she. We call Ruby and Sapphire she. Everyone calls the gems she, right? And it's a weird thing because they're sexless and they're technically genderless as well. Hear me out. I kind of figured it out. So pardon me. I'm going to assume some things. First of all, we're going to assume magical gem technology translator thing is in effect. Okay? That's the first assumption. And we're going to assume that, well, this should have been the first assumption. This is assumption point 5. Homeworld has a different language that is not English. I mean, that makes sense, right? So Homeworld does not speak English, and 2, gem magical technological translator. I am leaving that in. This is great. The joys of doing things in one take. So, Homeworld does not speak English. Magical gem translator nonsense. Alright? So, gems are sexless. They do not reproduce sexually. They reproduce sort of asexually when you think about it. They plant a thing in the ground. Gem shards. Sorry about that. So they plant the thing in the ground, whatever it is, and then the thing will absorb the nutrients into the ground and use it to build itself into a gem, and then that gem will then gain sentience somehow and become a gem, like produce a Green Lantern hard light body. And oh my god, this light. It'll produce the hard light body. And yeah, it's a gem, capital G gem, not little g gem. So, they don't reproduce sexually, they don't have any need for sexual dimorphism, but they all want to have something standard throughout the species, so they all kind of look the same when you break it down really, really, really small. Like, just like every human, well, most humans, I'm not I'm not trying to be whateverist, because there are humans that look in ways that don't fit the norm, but the general, not normal, the general, the average human will have a certain proportion. They will have two arms, you know. They will have 5 fingers, they will have 2 arms, 2 legs, well, that 5 fingers on each hand. Point is, the gems all look a certain way when you get really, really general about it. All right? So in gem homeworld language, they will have their pronoun, because you can't always because because there's obviously more than one of certain gems, or maybe all gems. Maybe the diamonds, there's only one of each diamond. But the majority of gems, we can assume that maybe, most likely, there are more than one of them. Like Pearl, because at least twice there was reference to Pearl being just a pearl and not Pearl. Right? So there's obviously at least more than one Pearl. So for other gems, it could be the same thing. There's probably like 4,000 paradots. Okay, back to the point. So gems have a pronoun, but in their language it's gender neutral, because they don't have genders to speak of, right? And we're going to call it it, but like it in English is a weird pronoun because it usually refers to a thing and not a living thing, just like an object. But we're going to call it it. So the gems will say it went and did this. Well, it's like it, but not offensive. So yeah, the gems will say it, not in the offensive way, did this, as opposed to Peridot number 7000 did this. It probably. I am rambling. Um, so yeah, but then the gems go to Earth or other planet first. And this other planet does have sexual dimorphism and it does have gendered pronouns or sexualized, not sexualized, sexed pronouns, I guess. That's weird. It has sexed pronouns, and so the gems will be called by the pronoun referring to the sex that they look like, right? And then so when the gems are on that planet and the translady microbe gem nonsense is doing what it's doing, they'll end up calling themselves that sexed pronoun because they're speaking the language, right? And then the same thing happened when they come to Earth. Earth, the gems all look like women. So the humans of 5,000 years ago will use she or whatever equivalent to she they used back then. And that's something that just stuck. And voila, that's why gems are she's.